Get your notes out, please. And today we are going to be dividing polynomials. We'll be doing polynomial long division today, and then tomorrow we'll do synthetic division, and then our usual study guide and quiz. So dividing polynomials, and this is going to be long division, called long division today. It's similar to numerical long division. And here's what I mean. Here's an example of old, I don't even know what they taught you guys when you were back little guys. If you had to divide 21 into 672, I don't know if you just typed it into a calculator. I don't know what they taught you. But long division would be, you would take this 21 right here, and you would divide it into the 67. Okay? And 21 goes into 67. It goes 3 times. So you would put the 3 over the 7. And then you would take the 3 and you multiply it by the 21. All right, so 3 times 21 is, what's 3 times 21? 63. 3 times 21 is 63. All right, and then you subtract. So you take 67 minus the 63, and you're left with a 4. And then you would take this 2 and you would bring it down. And then you divide the 21 into the 42. And it goes 2 times. And it's real important to keep everything aligned vertically. So it goes 2 times. And then you multiply 2 times 21 and you get 42. And you subtract it, and 42 minus 42 is 0. So 21 goes into 672 32 times with 0 remainder. Polynomial long division works very similar. In polynomial long division, today you're going to be primarily dividing trinomials by binomials. So today you're going to be taking something like 2x plus 1, and you're going to divide it into 6x squared plus 7x plus 2. And what you're going to do here is you take this 2x, just the 2x, and you divide it into the 6x squared. All right? And 2x goes into 6x squared. It goes 3x times. Now, the 3x times that it goes directly above the 7x because they both have the same power. All right? They both have a power of 1. Well, then you take this 3x and you multiply it by the 2x plus 1. So your 3x times your 2x is your 6x squared. And your 3x times your 1 is a positive 3x. And now what you do is you subtract all of this. So 6x squared minus 6x squared is a 0. And then 7x minus 3x is 4x. And you bring down the plus 2. And then you take the 2x and you divide it into the 4x. And 2x goes into 4x, positive 2 times. So now you repeat. You take this 2 and you multiply it by the 2x plus 1. So 2 times 2x is 4x. And 2 times 1 is positive 2. And you subtract. So 4x minus 4x is 0. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So you have a 0 remainder. What that does is it makes 2x plus 1 and 3x plus 2 the factors of 6x squared plus 7x plus 2. Understand? Pretty simple, right? All right, so let's do one where we get a remainder. Let's take x plus 5, and we're going to divide it into 4x squared plus 23x minus 16. All right, so the x into the 4x squared. X into 4x squared goes 4x times. And then we're going to multiply. So 4x times x is your 4x squared. 4x times 5 is positive 20x. Going to subtract. 4x squared minus 4x squared is 0. 23x minus 20x, that's 3x. Going to bring down this negative 16. Going to divide x into 3x. X goes into 3x, positive 3 times. Three times x is 3x. 3 times 5 is positive 15. Going to subtract. 3x minus 3x. That's 0. Now be careful right here. You got negative 16 minus 15. Negative 16 minus 15. That's a negative 31. All right? So in this case, it's not a factor. All right? X plus 5 is not a factor of 4x squared plus 23x minus 16 because it doesn't go evenly. All right, so you're just going to have a 4x plus 3 here with remainder, negative 31. Now, sometimes you'll see it Sometimes you'll also see it like this, as 4x plus 3, all right, and the remainder goes over what you were dividing into. So remainder okay, you may see it both ways. Good with that? Let's see if we do one. Check for factors. Let's do one more example where you've got to divide. We got an x minus 4. And it's going into x to the third minus 13x minus 12. Now, you got to be careful here, okay? Because do you see how the powers are not descending? We got an x to the third and an x to the first. We're missing an x squared, right? When that happens, either in the divisor or the divider or the dividend, all right, inside the box or outside the box, you got to fill it in. Here's what I mean by fill it in. We're going to rewrite this as x minus 4 going into, we got x to the third. There's 0x squared, so we got to add it. 0x squared minus the 13x minus the 12. Real important that that gets done, whether it's inside or outside, okay? Those exponents always have to be in descending order. So now we're going to take this x and we're going to divide it into the x to the third, and it's going to go x squared times. And then just repeat the process. It's all the same. X squared times x is x to the third. X squared times negative 4 is negative 4x squared. Now this is, you got to be careful here too, because look, you're subtracting all of this. So it's x to the third minus x to the third. That's a 0. But it's 0x squared minus negative 4x squared. And when you subtract a negative, you add, right? So you get 4x squared minus your 13x minus your 12. So we're going x into 4x squared, and that's positive 4x times. Multiply again. 4x times the x is the 4x squared. 4x times the negative 4, negative 16x, and subtract. 4x squared minus 4x squared, that's a 0. Negative 13x minus negative 16x. That's an addition. So that's 3x minus 12. And then we divide x into 3x. And x goes into 3x. Positive 3 times. So 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. We get a 0 remainder. So if you had to factor this x to the third, right? X to the third minus the 13x minus 12, wouldn't its factors be x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 3? Which is also x minus 4 times x plus 3 times x plus 1. Agreed? In factored form? All right, so is this, if you were asked, is x minus 4 a factor? It is, and it is because it goes in with a 0 remainder, right? All right, well done. Any questions on that? Pretty straightforward. Again, one of the biggest keys is to try to keep your papers as organized as possible, especially vertically here, because if you start getting out of alignment, things can get messy in a hurry. So that's all we got for today. Your assignment is going to be on page 308. Page 308, we're going to go 9 through 20. Same deal, it's either going in the basket or you are emailing a picture. I like my blue swirly lines right there. Reminds me of the ocean water. You e-learners are excused if you don't have any questions. The page 308 has been uploaded to the resources tab. So I'm going to end the meeting at this time. Just email me. Let's see. I'm going to stop this.